Hey, this is Kirby at Electric Fossil Studio in Milford, Delaware. Welcome back. A few housekeeping items. There's been several comments on some of the videos talking about settings, amp settings for different things. It's been a little bit of time, so if I were to, I didn't take pictures of the amp settings at the time. Going forward, I will do that, and so you guys can see what I'm doing as far as the different amp settings are concerned. There was one question about playing bass into a guitar amp and whether it would damage it or not. And I think there are some wild and crazy people who play with a lot of effects and really pop and snap and all kinds of fun things on bass that it might destroy a speaker, it might pop a speaker, maybe, but keep this in mind from a guitar, speaker perspective. You We live in a day and age where people have 8, 9, 10 string guitars and they play through guitar amps. They very well could be playing through bass amps and probably ought to be playing through bass amps as far as the cabinets are concerned, but they don't destroy those speakers. Now, granted, they use speakers that might be able to handle the low end a little bit better, which is a totally different conversation. But I don't think inherently that there's danger in that playing a guitar through a bass amp or playing a bass through a guitar amp. I don't think that is dangerous. I mean, the Fender Bassman, which is the precursor to the Marshall Half Stack, which is arguably the sound of rock and roll, is a guitar player saying, "Oh, I wonder what it'd sound like if I plugged into this bass amp." And they go, "Oh, that sounds pretty sweet." And then thus that sound was created. So experiment. When recording, just keep it at low volumes, mic it up, have a good time. Don't worry about it. I mean, well, never say like, kick it in, full, put it on full tilt, and see what happens. Hopefully, you don't blow a speaker. I mean, that's kind of a silly thing to do. So don't do that. But I don't think it's going to be a Marty McFly experience where you plug in your bass into the guitar amp and then you're going to be kicked back against the wall flying. I don't think that's going to happen and the speaker's going to blow up. I don't think that's the case. I could be wrong, but I've tried it out here and it didn't. Everything's fine. So, I've done a bunch of upgrades to the studio, which I'll get into over the week. I don't want to cram it all into one video. A lot of things for people coming in to help make their lives a little easier, as far as the headphone systems, preamps, all kinds of fun stuff. And then I got a few little toys that I've gotten here recently for more all recording and also for YouTube to kind of show some kind of fun stuff that I've been interested in as well. All that being said, I wanted to get back to the basics of music and writing and performing and what it all means. And I think for everyone, we should probably stop thinking about the music business. Not that you should be dumb to it, but stop obsessing about the business as your primary focus. You got to keep an eye on it. You have to note it and you have to have people around you that are good at it, et cetera, et cetera. But I think that you have to focus first and foremost on the songs, the joy of playing, the joy of performing. And that is what carries through. That's what people want to see. That's what people want to connect with. They want to see somebody performing excellently at their song. Not technically speaking, but they want to see somebody have a good time. I mean, why, you think of like comedians and such. Some of the greatest comedians are the ones that are just having a great time. They're laughing at their own jokes because they are just having a ball, and it's infectious. Same thing with music. When you're performing and you're getting into it and you're playing your song or you're smiling, having a great time, it's infectious. I mean, I could give 1,000 examples. Eddie Van Halen is a one that comes top of mind. Part of the reason why people loved Eddie so much, aside from the sonic qualities of what he was doing, you could tell he was having a great time. And it kind of blew your mind that he was having such a good time playing those amazing songs. It kind of, the audience is on one hand amazed, and the other hand going like, this is so much fun, so great to watch him do it. Don't think about how much money am I going to make off of this song. If that's the business that you're in, if you're in the music business, when you are managing artists and you're on a record label and you're getting a assortment of songs every day, and you have to pick which ones that you're going to promote and try to get Spotify to play and et cetera, then so be it. But for the people who are writing the songs or performing the music, go with the joy of creating music that you love, that made you inspired, made you want to play, and keep writing. Just keep expressing yourself. Keep going and doing the things. I know I've heard conversations about like, well, that's a kind of a silly argument to make because there's the reality of what people want to hear and what people... Nonsense. And that's why I say nonsense, is because let's take two extremes. The Presidents of the United States of America, the band, the one that did, she's lump, she's lump, she's lump, she's in my head. Or moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. That band. Very simple. When I say very simple, the bass player had 2 strings. The guitar player, I think, had 3 or 4 strings on his guitar. Not even a full set on either instrument. That's how they rolled. And it was fun. They were having fun. They were having a blast, and they sounded good. I've seen them live. They sound good. He's a good singer. Chris Ballou, I think is his name. Anyway, then on the other hand, let's take Yngwie Malmsteen or Steve Vai or one of those virtuoso guitar players who have just, perfected the art of guitar playing. They both have one thing in common. The audience loves to see them both. It's not the same audience, but because they love what they're doing. They love their music that they're playing. And that connects with the audience. Now, that's not always going to be the case. You could play music that you absolutely love that no one is interested in hearing. This is true. But there is something for everybody. That's why the movie industry is so vast. There's independent art films, horror films, comedies, cartoons, and everything in between. They're trying to hit every demographic, and there's a demographic for you, for your music. It may be harder. It may be online. It may be, whatever. But I tell you what's not going to work is you getting up there performing songs that you hate, and you're writing songs that you don't like, songs that you don't connect with, and you have no feeling towards, but you think because somebody on the internet or what's on the radio right now is popping, so you feel like you have to write music that sounds just like that. And people can smell, that's fake. They don't like that. It's just as if when someone speaks and they tell a lie. That's what it sounds like. So, yes, I appreciate all those people out there who love to say like, no, you can't make money unless you do this. And yeah, I get it. I'll be the first to tell you I love pop songs. And anytime I record anybody who allows my input, I always veer towards hooks, towards pop song sensibilities, or things that earworms, all those little nooks and crannies of music that make you can't get it out of your head. I love that stuff. And I always search for that because that's what I always want to hear. And I think it's what majority of people connect with as well too. But that doesn't mean it has to be, everything has to sound the same, because in like an indie rock, college rock band could have a completely different sound that I could find something that would be, catchy, as well as a super hardcore metal band that I could still find something that's catchy. So everything in between, it doesn't have to be one style. But I think that if you think of it in the terms of making it the best that you can be, and creating stuff that you love hearing, that you love playing, that's what matters. Because look, we all like to think we're going to live forever. We're going to live 100 years from now, and that this is, just always, you're always going to have the opportunity, but you're not. There is an end for all of us. We don't know when. I'm not trying to be fatalistic here, but I'm just, trying to make a point that if you're able to play guitar, and there's people out there right now that are envious because they have arthritis and they can't play, or for whatever reason, they have a broken hand, lost some fingers, and they can't play anymore. They wish they could play, but they can't. So if you're able to play, if you're able to sing, and that goes away too, folks. If you're able to play the drums, that goes away. But if you're right now able to do these things, you're able to play bass, play guitar, play keyboard, sing, whatever it is, you still have time to play music that you love. So do that. Now, if you're in a cover band, play the songs that you love to play, because people will respond to that and they'll go, oh, they're feeling this. And it could be the whatever, anything. It doesn't, I'm not judging anybody's taste in what they want to play. But when you're going out there and you're writing and you're thinking about like, well, is this going to work? Or how's this going to translate? You shouldn't be thinking about that. Think about, I'm doing it because I love these songs and I love writing music and I love playing. And if these work, if people love them, awesome. I'll write more. It doesn't matter. I'm going to enjoy it, have a good time, perform it in front of people, and then I'll write some more and do the same. Because that's what I do. That's what I love doing. So reset for 2024. Stop worrying about all the other stuff and perform. Because if I could wave a magic wand and say, you have all the money in the world, now what do you want to do? You would just play. You would have a great time and just go out there and perform and write music without the notion of the money aspect. So do that and everything will fall in place. If nothing else, guess what? You'll have a good time doing it. You'll have a good time playing. It's not working. It's playing music. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. I'll do a better job on some of these videos with some of these settings. I apologize for some of those videos in the past. And I got a bunch of stuff coming up. And we'll talk to you soon. If you'd like to reach out to me about recording your band, feel free to contact me through Instagram, through Facebook, or you can email me at electricfossil@yahoo.com. Otherwise, I'm Kirby. This is Electric Fossil Studio. I'll see you soon.